Live before. Hello, 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 hello. I am so excited to be with you guys. My name is Mahima. I'm the founder of the Mahima Mindset. Some of you know me, some of you are tuning in for the first time. I'm just going to see, taking care of some tech stuff, and I'm wondering if I have got this working here or not. Let's see, not sure. Maybe my beautiful husband can check it, but here we're live. So, we want to talk here. um, Listen, technology is not my thing, but personal development is my thing. And I am excited to stay here with you guys today for this mini workshop about why now is the best time to take risks and how we can be more powerful in the world and with everything that's happening. Oh, here, I see Monica is there. And I see somebody else is saying, hi, Mahima. Great that I can see your comments. Please, this is an exchange, and I'm just so privileged to be able to spend this time with you and hopefully give you some valuable insights into being able to show up powerfully with some of the things that are going on and taking place in the world right now. So, what I know from personal experience since all of this started to happen, yeah, for me, I would say it really hit back in March, right, when we couldn't do our events anymore and we had to, think a pivot and we had to think out of the box and start to, recreate, reinvent, reanalyze, re-choose, refocus. I saw how easy it was to start slipping into what I call the victim mindset. So I want to a bit deeper dive this topic today, but just so we get a few more people coming into this conversation before I start going too deep into it, just want to tell you a little bit about me and my story. So as some of you know, I am born in Zimbabwe and I grew up there and lived there, got educated there, lived there until I was 18, actually um, 22 years old. Okay. And the reason I had to think a bit there is because I did come to live in Switzerland when I was 18 for about, half a year with my then Swiss husband, who, we then moved back to Zimbabwe. We got separated. I went to India and had this powerful experience of awakening. Before I discovered the power that was inside of me, I was very much operating as a victim. I was blaming everybody, including my ex-husband, my education, my government, my country, for everything that was happening to me. And I was not taking any responsibility for my thoughts, my beliefs, my feelings, my actions, what I was doing. I was continuously pointing fingers outside of myself of why my life was not the way I wanted it to be. So I know that this is an issue that happens in the world because of the education system that is all about training us on a mental level. That means we get to learn about biology, about geography, maths, English, science, all of these things, IT. So we have head knowledge, but we don't have heart knowledge. Imagine if you could get a PhD in living an extraordinary life, being able to have tools for your personal growth, for your mental and emotional stability that could allow you to thrive instead of just survive. So most of us know this. We know this language. Some of you have been on this path for a longer period of time. So you know about, creating your own reality, thinking, positively, vibrating on a high frequency and all of that, right? And then bam, yeah, Corona hits. And that's when we need to start figuring out how do we take this knowledge that is take this knowledge. Thank you, but thank you. Okay, thank you. Sorry, there's just like distractions here that I need to get rid of. I have a short amount of time with you guys and I need to focus. So I'm like, hey, my beautiful, people trying to support me. But okay, so here we go. So we take this great knowledge, okay? How do we take this stuff we've heard, things we've heard, and implement so that we know that whatever is happening out there, we have the tools in here to thrive. Okay, so that's the conversation that I'm interested in. That is the conversation that I get excited about. How do we continue thriving instead of just surviving? Yes, it's easy. It's the easiest time to go into that victim mode and be like, there's nothing we can do. It's because of this government. It's because of that politician. It's because of this situation. It's because of that. And then, and just kind of like start going into darker places or limited places or places where we don't, we're not being creative. We're not feeling connected, right? And you can say, but it's real. We have to stay at home. We can't do life as normally it is, right? So it's a very, very easy time in history to feel completely and totally grabbed by your victim mindset and to feel justified in it. Okay. I want to point out a couple of things that might be, enlightening, maybe confronting for some people. But people are saying that there has never been a time as this in history, ever, ever, ever. Now, I'm trying to understand what, of course, there are different things and different times and different things that happen. But, there are things that have always been happening and will always happen as far as I'm concerned when it comes to human beings, right? And how we treat each other, how we listen to each other, how we co-create together. And none of that's going to change, whether, there's COVID, the next crash of this or the next step of that. So whatever's happening externally, the only way that any of this is going to truly transform itself is when humans start transforming. Yeah, when humans take the journey from, humans to human 2.0. How do we come together as a community? And how do we learn to listen to each other, to support each other, to love each other, to appreciate each other? Because all of this stuff is happening because there are still people taking stands, position here, position there, pointing over there. They're the idiots, they're stupid, we're clever, we're the best, and all of this energy that doesn't really drive humanity forward. So I want to thank you for coming and being a part of this conversation of how can we truly move forward. And I believe it's by each person being willing to step into their power, step into their leadership, and step into a bolder place of understanding what I call the nature of reality. Okay, now I want you to know that I have been on this journey for 25 years and have a vast amount of knowledge on the subject of human 2.0 and human consciousness, which I can't fit into this short time that we're going to spend together. So some of you might be listening to this saying, oh my God, I want to continue. And there is a chance for you to be able to continue learning. We have an upcoming, awesome, groundbreaking summit that's going to happen. But I'm going to talk about that later on. For some of you, it's going to be enough to just hear this. You're not going to connect. You're not going to like it. That's also fine. Some of you are going to love it. You're going to be like, yes, this is what I need in my life right now. I need somebody to ask me to wake up. I need for someone to ask me to say to me straight, hey, are you in that victim mindset? Are you doing everything you can to make sure that with everything that's happening, you can continue to create beauty in your life, to create connection in your life, to create success in your life, whatever that looks like for you? Now more than ever is a time for you to take a stand for yourself, okay? And start to understand the deeper layers, the deeper dynamic of what it means to be a human being. Let me tell you, you came into this world with nothing, and you're going to leave with nothing. As soon as you came into this world, whether you came in, some people came into this world for 1 hour. Some people came into this world for 2 days. Some people came for 100 years. Some people came for 60 years. Some people came for 20 years. We all come into this world knowing that we're going to leave this world, and yet we live as if we are going to live forever. And right there is the problem. Yeah, I want to awaken people to a deeper way of living, which is more conscious, which is living with the truth. Yeah, and the truth is that you don't know how much time you have. So every single juicy, brilliant minute that you have to be in this body, I want you to be aware of that and to start living from a place where you can focus on abundance, where you can focus on what's good in your life, when you can focus on what's right in this moment. It's the power of the now. It's being able to bring your focus out of the past, out of the future, and into the now, into this place where you can start operating on a higher level of engagement with everything that you are doing. Okay? Because when you're in the past, processing and being full of the busyness of what happened, you're not here able to take the opportunities and see what's really going on in front of you. Yeah. If you're in the future fearing about what's going to happen, what might happen over there, what may or may not take place, whether this and that's going to happen, you're not here in the moment able to properly see what's going on and again be able to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves in the here and now. So this ability to work on yourself, to work on your empowerment, to be able to operate from a place of focus, presence, with an open heart, grounded, available to learn, to grow, and to thrive. This is a choice. It's not random. It's not, oh, that lucky person. It's intentional. You come across information that wakes you up. That's what happened to me. I was, I can say blessed enough. I can say lucky enough. I can say, I don't know how it happened. All of those would be true. I found myself in a session in India, meditating, that allowed me to understand that I'm co-creating my reality with everything around me. What does that mean? It means your beliefs create your feelings, create your actions. So I'll repeat that again. We've heard this a million times. Your beliefs, if you're in a victim mindset, create certain feelings, create certain actions. So even though you're stuck at home, maybe some of you are listening to this and that's the case, you still have belief systems that are affecting how you feel. They're affecting what you do. So it's not like we can all go into hibernation and say, let's come out of this when it's over, right? No, we've got to continue taking part in this one amazing life that we have. So even though, right, we are, in this place where it feels like, what options do I have? Well, here are the options. Start taking full responsibility for your personal life. Start taking full responsibility for what's in your head, what you think, what your belief systems are. Before I took full responsibility of my belief systems, I was living in a place where everything was very limited. That means I didn't imagine how I could, continue traveling around the world, having tons of freedom, meeting beautiful people all over the planet, empowering them to have a powerful growth mindset, meeting the love of my life 20 years ago and living an extraordinary life with him, still continuing after 20 years, building a community and a tribe of like-minded people that are activated and using their leadership qualities to make this world a better place. I couldn't imagine any of this before I had the training, before I had the support, before I knew what was possible. I was living in a full victim mindset. Yeah. That means that I believed I had no control over what was happening to me, and that it was, as I said, everybody's fault. And God knows I was good at blaming people. My ex-husband, the fact that I'm Zimbabwean and only have education up till 16 years old. Yeah. The fact that I didn't know what to do with my life as an ex-model. I didn't know, what I was going to do. Had very little education. Had limited beliefs about relationships. So all of these things, normally, without having had this new input of ideas, would have led me down a path which would not be the path that I'm walking today, because I had the wisdom to listen to the message when I was asked the question, are you living your full potential? And if not, why not? And what are you willing to do about it? Yes. So we can go on feeling that victim mindset and feeling like we can't do anything and we have no control. Or we can start questioning that deeper. What can we control? What do we have control over? And what are we willing to take charge of in our lives? Now, I can tell you one thing. Nobody has the right to tell you what you should think, what you should feel, and therefore what you should do. Right? Now, of course, there's rules, there's regulations, and we all need to respect that and stay, keep everybody safe. But I want to challenge on a deeper level, thinking about what are you personally creating in your everyday life. So this is not just about the bigger vision of what life is about, right? It's about your day-to-day life that you can't escape from. That one common denominator in life is you. So if you're not okay, your life's not okay. So are you willing to start doing something to truly work on yourself and understand why you're feeling the feelings you feel, why you're acting the way you're acting, and why you're doing the things you're doing, right? And that's where, I find I have a choice. So yes, I need to be aware that there is the social distancing, and we do all of that. We need to take care of, washing our hands, taking care to keep people safe, following all of those rules. We do all of that. But how can we, even with all of those rules, all of those things happening, how can I continue to feel like I take decisions for my life so that I'm not waiting to live? I'm not waiting for COVID to be over. I'm not waiting for someone to give me permission to feel good. I've got the right to give myself that permission right now, right here, today, because I came into this world with nothing and I'm going to leave with nothing. I do not know how long I have to breathe and be in this body. So I choose to show up powerfully to this moment and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for today. Today, I want to look at what's good in my life. And these are now the techniques and strategies I want to share with you to continue using after the end. You've stopped listening to this video. Okay, to be able to wake up and take charge of what's in your head. Where are your thoughts going? What are you thinking? Yeah, what are you giving attention to? I want you to write this down. You get more of what you focus on. Okay, you get more of what you focus on. There's always been trouble out in the world. There's always been pain and suffering out in the world. There's always been people doing things that they shouldn't be doing out in the world. That's probably not going to change anytime soon. There's also beautiful things happening in the world. There's also amazing people contributing in the world. There's nature. The world is also a beautiful place. Are you willing to put your focus on what's beautiful, on what's enriching, on what's empowering? Now, let me talk about this even in a deeper layer. As you do that work of focusing on what's good out there, the main thing is that it's also allowing you to focus on what's good in here. It's the lack of understanding what's good in here that's get you focused on what's bad out there. Now, you turn the focus inward. And if you're willing to recognize your strengths, recognize your brilliance, recognize your beauty, recognize your contribution, allow yourself to be a light in the world, allow yourself to move in the world with more ease, grace, and love. Now the world suddenly becomes less of an aggressive, small place, because you've expanded that place of love inside of yourself. Now you're able to start looking at the world and seeing different aspects of the world. Now, how do I know this? Because this is what happens when students come on our campus. They are blown away with how much in a short amount of time we're able to get them to see what I call the reality, to see the reality. Yes, not the painted picture that the world wants you to see, which is very limited. Thank goodness I had someone blow my mind open and got me to see the reality. I'm in charge of my thoughts. I'm in charge of what I feel. And therefore, I'm in charge of the actions that I take. Nobody can take that away from me. I want to teach you an inner peace, a love, and a joy that's not dependent on outside circumstances, events, or people. I want you to understand who you are in the deeper level. You're not the thoughts in your mind. Yes, thoughts come and go. You're not your emotions. The emotions come and go. You're not your relationships, your property, your money, your car. You're not the news, the other people's problems. You're not any of those things. You are the soul living in this human body for a temporary amount of time. If any of this is making sense, come and join me for 3 days of hacking your system to get into that soulful place where you can start operating in this, corona times, being able to take more risks, think out of the box, play out of the box, and just show up more powerfully for yourself. I'm talking about being able to wake up and feel good about life as it is right now, nothing needing to change. Okay, sounds crazy? Maybe for some of you that have no idea about the power of spirit, of soul, of this part of you that came into the world with nothing and that is going to leave with nothing. But for those of you who have an inkling about this, you know the possibilities of doing internal work to change your external experience, right? So I know people that are thriving because I surround myself with people that are thriving during this time, taking risks, leaving jobs that don't fit to them, getting out of relationships that are no longer aligned with them. I know it sounds crazy. You want to stay safe. You want to stay secure. No, no, no. Now is the time more than ever to take a risk, to re-choose your life, because now you understand you don't know how much time you have. So you don't want to waste a single minute of this in relationships that are not serving you, in jobs that don't serve you, doing things that you don't like. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but trust me when I tell you, when you follow your heart, when you follow your soul, when you start to surround yourself with empowered people, it is magic, and magic happens. So I can't believe how fast the time has gone. It is already 25 minutes into this, and I'm going to be just about saying goodbye to you guys right now. And here, check the chat if you're interested in this 3-day summit that we talked about. It's not this weekend, but it's the weekend afterwards. I'd love to spend more time with you, being able to give you more tools to start operating on a higher frequency and start being able to think of solutions instead of problems. Yeah, to focus on abundance instead of lack, to surround yourself with high vibrational frequency instead of, being in grieving, in pain and sadness. And there's nothing wrong with any of that, nothing at all. And I want to honor and respect that. But I want you to know that you have a choice. This does not need to be what your life is about. But if it is, that's okay. You have a choice. Do you want to focus on other things in your life and bring more joy, more peace, more love, more abundance into your life? And I promise you, and this can be my personal guarantee to you, that if you join the 3-day event and you're not completely blown away with your own transformation, then I'm happy to give you 100% money back guarantee on that, because I know how powerful the training is. Yeah, it's online, so don't worry about it. We're all going to be safe. You can tune in from anywhere in the world. And I think we have here, let me see, here's a link. Here's a link to be able to come and join us. Yeah. And if this doesn't feel like something you're interested in, keep up with this conversation. If I pushed your buttons and made you feel a little uncomfortable, then I'm doing my job. I'm doing a good job, because I'm where I am today because people got up in my face. Yeah, they did. They were like, listen, you can keep on like this, or you can say, is there another way of thinking? Is there another way of feeling? Is there another way of acting? Yes. And I know that I was in places where I was so happy that somebody showed me there is another way of thinking. Yeah. So here are my 3 tips on how you can, what you need to think about to get out of victim mindset. 1 is to get clear and stay clear. Okay. Get clear. What do you want? And then don't start changing around. Stay clear. The second one is get support. Get somebody to help you. And I'm talking about coaches. I'm talking about mentors. I'm talking about other people that are not in your circle of influence. That is what has transformed my life the most. And then the third one is be consistent in creating the transformation and the change in your life. I'm here to tell you, you can literally do anything you set your heart and mind to Of course, I understand that there are parameters and things that we need to play in, and that's good. But still, if you want this year to be the best year that you've ever had, it's possible. You just need to make a decision and then start to put in these 3 points. Get clear about what you want, stay clear. Get someone to help you achieve what it is you say you want to achieve. And then stay in consistent action to creating a life that is going to blow your own mind, even while other people are flailing during Corona time. Okay? Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for allowing me to support you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this conversation. And stay tuned. Check out my YouTube channel for more of this juiciness. And also go for a free gift to www.themihimamindset.com. And you'll get my international best-selling book. And you'll also get a 7 days reprogram your mind. It's one of my online trainings to help you get into what I call beast mode for transforming your life. Okay, so themihimamindset.com, and get the book and also the training. But if you want a more deep dive, all of this juiciness that I tried to touch on in this little amount of time, then join me at the 3-day Own Your Superstar Summit. We've taken already thousands of people to the training. We know that it works, and it's going to blow your mind. If you're looking for that emotional, spiritual, boost to come back to your power, come back to your center, come back to inner peace, come back to the peaceful moment that's in here, that is your birthright, then I'll see you on the other side. Mwah! Thanks for joining me, and have an awesome time. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.